Hey guys, welcome to the Drama Club. On this week's episode, it's Fashion Week and people are throwing down, including Kanye West versus a reporter and Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj. And then May's got a solo topic this week and she tells us the story of the icon, the one and only Cher and her man's Sonny Bono. Stay tuned.
What up, fam? What up, fam? It's good, y'all. Feels good, right? Good, right? Yeah, I know it, dude. And without further ado, we broadcasting live from
I was just watching the video of Elon Musk smoking with Joe Rogan.
Oh, does he say or do anything stupid?
No, like, I don't know why people are making a big ass deal out of
Oh.
it. He's just like, what is this? And Joe Rogan's like, it's tobacco with the marijuana.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, just looking at it because it's kind of weirdly shaped. It's not like a joint or anything.
It's a spliff.
It's a spliff, yeah.
Mhm.
So he like looks at it and then he doesn't inhale. He like puffs it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then fucking Tesla stock plummeted. It was like the end of the fucking world.
But we know that he dabbles, right? Like when Azalea
Yeah, he
Banks was
does.
at his house, she would say
Yeah.
that he was dropping acid.
Yeah, but the people that own stock in the company, they don't know who that is or...
Yeah. I followed her. Did I tell you I followed her on our Instagram?
No, who?
Azalea Banks.
Oh, okay.
And she's ridiculous, dude. Yeah, like her stories. She's like threatening Elon Musk. She's like, Elon Musk, get your lawyers to contact me. Give me back my phone, or I'm gonna start talking and shit. Like she's crazy.
Oh, shit. That's amazing.
I've got a couple stories on her for our quickie. I think
Okay.
at some point.
Okay, sounds good.
Let's examine the facts and only the facts.
We wanted to remind you guys that we're still selling our stickers. If you want to hit us up on PayPal, there's also a link to it in our link tree, right?
Yeah. So at the top of all of our social media, there's a link that you can click that tells you everything.
Yeah, and if you send us $2, we'll send you a sticker. If you send us some more, we'll send you some more. We'll write you a note. I will use a stamp that I purchased at the post office.
Let
It's a
me tell
whole
you
thing.
that when we decided to start selling stickers, we had to like look up the prices of stamps.
Stamps, yeah, and we were shocked.
We were shocked and appalled. We were like, "And what? What? My tax dollars?"
I thought stamps were 24 cents.
Well, yeah, Step was way off.
Yeah.
Way. I was a little closer. I think I said I thought they were like 45 cents.
They're 50 cents.
They're 50 cents. That shit is
That's
too
crazy.
much.
Anyway, so if you want a stamp along with a sticker
A
Go-
note.
and a note, hit us up.
By the way, we're sending everybody who gets stickers some cards.
Yeah, so you can leave them wherever you want
Yeah.
around town. If you see one of those like cork boards,
Yeah. Post that shit on there.
yeah, so somebody else can listen to our podcast. Help you girls out.
You know what I was thinking about after
What?
after the last episode?
I
Unlikely Mexicans.
haven't listened to all of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't listened to my part of it.
Oh,
Like I did when you first sent it to me.
Right,
but
right.
I haven't listened to it since it came out.
yeah.
Unlikely Mexicans.
Yeah, like Louis C.K.
Yeah, or like Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah, but she's a good one. Like, let's not lump her
Yeah.
in with Louis C.K.
With Louis. Canelo, I think, like, I mean, if you didn't know, if you haven't heard him talk, because he only speaks Spanish,
hmm
but like, if you just saw him, like, I think he's pretty, like, an unlikely Mexican, you know?
There's another Mexican ginger right there, just like
Yeah.
Louis. Are they related?
They might be.
Damn.
The Canelo, go fuck up your cousin Louis. This fool needs to be fucked up.
Who would win
can't
in a
wait for
fight
that
between
fight.
Canelo and Louis?
Louis will take his dick out. So. It's no holds back. He's not holding back. Yeah. Unlikely Mexicans.
It's just that there are too many unstable people in America who would become emotionally dependent on marijuana and end up as non-functioning weed heads.
All right. So what's the hot topic today? Do we know?
It's something that I know very little about, but I'm very interested in.
Yeah. It's New York Fashion Week, y'all. It's lit. There's so many lit things happening at New York Fashion Week. Kate Spade was lit. They gave a really cute, they like handed out little cute cards to everybody in honor of her. It said like that thing, everywhere she went, she left a little sparkle.
Oh, I love that.
I know. And it had like the dates or whatever. So sad. Tory Burch was lit. Tom Ford was lit.
Priyanka Chopra, Nick Jonas.
Yeah. Everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Ralph Lauren's 50th anniversary, fucking lit. Hillary Clinton, Robert De Niro, fucking Oprah.
Wow.
Anyways, there was some drama there because I guess Kanye got there and the reporter asked him about the Tyson Beckford drama.
Oh.
Yeah, she was like, have you seen Tyson Beckford? Because he's there, he's like walking and he's like at everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that he got all pissed off. There's a fucking video on TMZ. He got all pissed off and he like runs up to like one of the staff or whatever of Ralph Lauren and he's like, you can ask her to go or I'm gonna go.
What?
And she's like, okay, like they're like telling him like, okay, we'll handle it. And he's like, no, now. Do you want to do this now?
Yeah.
And then he like takes the girl and like walks up to like where all the reporters are at and he points at the girl and he's like, you should be really ashamed of yourself for asking that kind of question. So she could go or I'ma go.
Okay.
He gets all ghetto. Yeah, it's crazy.
I think it's an appropriate question. It's Fashion Week, talking about a model, you know?
Yeah. The fuck? If you don't want your shit, she wanted to clap back. She put that shit out there for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, people are gonna fucking talk about it. She knew what the fuck she did.
Right.
Tell Kim to shut up. The reporter's just doing her fucking job.
So, and what sucks is they probably did kick her out, you know?
No, they did. Yeah, they took her out.
Like, that fucking sucks.
Yeah. And then, like, he walks back. Like, somebody was filming it on their phone. Then he walks back out and, like, all the press surrounds him. And they're like, are you excited for Ralph Lauren? And he's like, yes. Like, he, like, changes his attitude.
Yeah.
Completely. Anyways. But the big drama that happened last night was, it was Harper's Bazaar's icon party. And everybody was there.
Mm-hmm.
And Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, they got into a fight.
Like a fist fight.
Like a real fight.
Okay. For those of you who haven't seen the video, who do you think wins?
No, it's not a real fight.
Well, they're throwing shit and...
Yeah, they're throwing shit in, but they're both held back. Like, they're not close to each other.
Yeah, but Cardi got hit in the face.
By something, yeah. Somebody said elbow of a security guard. Another person said she threw her shoe and it it hit her.
I heard the shoe actually hit Nicki.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's why Nicki took off.
I don't know. That shit was crazy. Cardi is just like fucking yelling, like,
yeah,
don't talk shit about my daughter, bitch.
Yeah.
Come here, bitch. Oh,
she put out a little statement too.
Yeah, what did she say?
She said something like, I talked to you about it in person once. I talked to you about it in person twice. You copped a plea every time. I love that terminology, copped a plea every time. And she was like, but then you want to bring my daughter into it and you're trying to go after my bag, telling people like not to work with me, whatever. Like, no.
Damn.
Yeah. She's like, if you're going to talk shit, then you better like do it to my face and you better come correct or whatever.
Honestly, Nicki Minaj, I never really liked her music ever.
Mm-hmm.
What I liked the most about her were like the verses that she would throw on other people's tracks.
Yeah.
Her own songs, whatever. And like, I guess this album's doing bad. China Doll or whatever the shit.
Okay.
And so, yeah, of course she's threatened by Cardi because Cardi came out of nowhere and she made a couple bops.
Yeah. She's on top of the world.
Yeah, she's on top of the world. She got a Migos baby. That baby's in all black gold chains.
That baby has a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
But Nicki, I don't really care for her music, but there's probably a total, including her guest verses, of like 4 or 5 Nicki songs that I like.
Yeah.
But people like her. She's doing her thing. No hate.
Yeah.
She got attitude though.
Yeah, they both do. That shit was fucking so ratchet. You're at a fucking New York Fashion Week party in like head to toe couture and you still acting fucking ratchet.
Yeah.
That shit's ghetto.
What are you gonna do?
And then her dress ripped and her ass was out.
Who?
Cardi.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And they got her, she had to be escorted out, and then they got her with that big ass lump on her head.
That's embarrassing.
See?
I see. Okay, I'm never gonna get into a fight, but like if I did get into a fight, like, ooh, best believe I'm not gonna be caught like by the paparazzi with fucking bruises and lumps on my face. No.
Yeah, can I pass by the bathroom first
Yeah.
and check this shit out? Anybody got some concealer? A hat?
I think it was beyond concealer at that point.
Anybody have a hat or a floral arrangement I could throw over my face?
If it was the Met Gala, she could just like put on a helmet or something.
Yeah, exactly. Throw some lace over her face. She should have snatched Nicki Minaj's wig, and then she could have fucking came out with the wig over her face.
Ooh.
And like, I'm Sia.
I saw something else today. Like, I just quickly peeped at Twitter, and it's like a whole bunch of shit was popping off. George Zimmerman was talking shit about fucking
What?
He was talking shit about Jay-Z and Beyonce.
What? Is that guy still alive? Jesus Christ.
Every time I see his name, I was like, oh my God, something happened to him. Like, I don't want to like wish harm upon anyone, but I wish harm upon that motherfucker.
Yeah, that guy seems evil, man.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit.
Apparently he threatened Beyonce's life.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no. Don't threaten Beyonce.
Dude.
People are going to come for you.
People will come for you. Like, you in danger, girl. George Zimmerman, you in danger, girl. And then I also saw
Beyonce?
Beyonce.
You think you look like Beyonce? You look like Luther Vandross.
And then I also, you know who else got into a fight last night?
Fuck, man. Who?
Mary J. Blige and Faith Evans.
What? What is it, 97? What the fuck? How old are they?
I don't know over what or why or how, but there was
What the
hateration
fuck?
and there was holleration in that dancery.
What the hell is happening?
Mercury is in reggaeton, dude.
This is fucking ridiculous. It's because we listened to Maluma last weekend. Everything's off.
No, everything's right when you listen to Maluma. He is so fine.
Low key, I don't like his music that much.
Really?
That's like whatever. Yeah. I could listen to like 2 songs max, and then I'm like, all right, it's the same shit. I don't need to listen to this ever again.
I like his songs with Shakira.
Yeah, that one's great.
I like Los Cuatro Babies, I think it's called. And
What?
there's a song where he talks about he got 4 bays.
Oh,
I think it's
I thought
called
he had
like
4 babies.
No. he got like a handful of bops.
2 sets of twins.
That's too much, yo.
All right, what's up, everyone? I got a dead phone, and my name's Stephanie.
My name is May, and together we are the Drama Club.
The Drama Club. Welcome to our club.
This is a
The
podcast.
official Drama Club meeting number 12.
Way past 12.
20?
25?
Maybe, huh?
Yeah. This is a podcast all about scandal, celebrities, Fashion Week, fights
That's
between
it.
celebrities at Fashion Week.
That's so, I don't know, like shocking to me.
What?
Just like the way they act.
Well,
It's like so, just relax, dude.
you don't become a different person just because you got money, you know?
Yeah, no, like their ego, I mean.
Oh.
Like, Kanye.
I'm surprised Kanye doesn't get into more fist fights.
Like, Kanye's a little bitch. Ain't
like-
nobody trying to fight his fucking potato ass.
No, he's not trying to fight anyone. I'm saying, like, but don't people want to punch him in the face?
Because
You
we
know?
do.
Yeah.
I could knock out Kanye. That fool looks like a fucking mop.
he looks like a chipmunk. He looks like Phil Spector's voice in the 1960s. What else we got to talk about?
Mac Miller.
Yeah.
All right, Mac Miller passed away yesterday, guys, of an apparent overdose. Dude, somebody I follow said that allegedly the drug dealer that Mac Miller got his cocaine from was cutting it with, what is that? Whatever. What is it called? What's the one that's like heroin?
Fentanyl?
A fentanyl, yeah.
But that doesn't make any sense because those are opposite drugs.
Exactly.
You know, like if you were going to cut it with something, it would be something complimentary.
No, I don't think he did it like because he was being a good drug dealer. Like, I think he did it because
He was
he
trying
just
to
needed
kill
make
somebody?
sales. Yeah, or like he just didn't give a shit. Yeah.
That's weird. Because,
That's super weird, right?
because people cut heroin with fentanyl to make it more
Right,
potent.
no, I understand what you're saying. Like, yeah, like a good drug dealer, like these,
No, that's not a good thing because people don't know the potency of their shit and they die. That's how people have been dying,
Oh, fuck. Well, I don't know anything about drugs. Anyways, don't do them.
Ask Elon Musk.
Yeah, don't. Oh, that kid is so young, man. That is so fucking sad.
Yeah.
I feel so horrible for him and his family. That does not need to happen. It's like perfectly preventable.
Right.
Just don't do it. Get drunk. Like, why you gotta get all weird?
That's not a good alternative. If
you have like a lesser chance of dying.
if you have an addictive personality, you got an addictive problem, like just don't do anything.
Just
Just
sit in a box.
Just get fat, eat food.
Don't do anything. That's also bad, bitch. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but alcohol.
You could what? You get diabetes. You'll die young as fuck.
You could die of beaties.
Die of beaties. This shit's horrible.
So R.I.P. to Mac Miller.
Mac Miller.
Do you know any of his songs? I don't know. Not a one. I've never heard this dude open his mouth ever.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, you should listen to. Just go on his Apple Music page. It's pretty solid.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's a good. I mean, he's like Post Malone, like,
Another
like
person
that
I've
style.
never heard open his mouth, not even once.
Yes, you have. You've heard it in my car, and you liked the song.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, you asked me the name of it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Did I download it?
I don't know.
Obviously, these are things that bug a lot of the young people. But this time, rather than hear from the establishment, who run newspapers, radio, television, book and magazine publishing companies, political parties, and schools, let's hear from those other teenagers who aren't smoking pot.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So today I'll be telling you all about Cher and her man's Sonny Bono.
Yeah.
I got most of this from Cher's True Hollywood Story.
She was on Ellen yesterday.
She was?
Yeah, it was really cute. She went to the
hell
blow
yeah.
dry bar and she like was pretending to do someone's hair and then she just threw a fucking wig on them.
That's tight. So I got most of this from her True Hollywood Story and her Behind the Music. I also watched the 1999 TV movie The Beat Goes On, the Sonny and Cher story. I remember watching that in 1999, dude.
Me too. I like that movie.
The woman who plays Cher, she's not half bad. Like she does like a pretty good Cher. So anyway, Cher's been fucking famous for like 6 decades, so there's no way I could talk about every album or movie or whatever. So hopefully I was able to fit enough in here to do her justice. The other thing that was kind of shocking to me when I was researching this is she has this reputation for like her story being so scandalous, like scandal after scandal after scandal. But I'm looking at her shit and like today, none of this shit would be scandalous.
No, like her outfits.
Yeah.
Like it's so stupid, right?
Right?
Yeah.
It's so fucking dumb, but we'll get into it. Sherilyn Sarkeesian was born in El Centro, California on May 20th, 1946.
Really? El Centro?
Yeah. She didn't really have a relationship with her father, who divorced her mother and took off when Cher was 10 months old.
Wow.
Because he struggled with both heroin and gambling addictions.
Jesus.
Heroin and gambling addiction. That's too many, my dude. Pick one.
Yeah.
If you're fucking with heroin, you're already gambling with your life. So how about you just stick to that? So she wouldn't meet her dad again until she was 11 because he was away traveling. He was always away traveling since he worked as a truck driver. And he was constantly in and out of jail since his second job was being a scumbag. This left her mother, Georgia, an aspiring singer and actress, to care for Cher on her own. In her day, Georgia was bomb. Someone, I think, on Cher's True Hollywood Story referred to her as like a poor man's Grace Kelly.
Oh, wow.
But she never managed to get her break in show business. The closest Georgia ever got was in 1949 when she competed against an actress for a supporting role in the film The Asphalt Jungle. Georgia didn't get the part, but it became the big break of the actress who did. Marilyn Monroe.
Jesus.
Like, could you imagine? I would be depressed for the rest of my life. Like, I legit, like, could not go on living if that happened.
Why? You lost to the best. Fuck it.
Oh, but you look at her and you're like, you always think that could have been me, you know? So baby Cher idolized her mom, but her mom had some issues. She struggled with depression, and she was, and obviously I say this affectionately, a hoe. She was a hoe.
We only say the word hoe affectionately.
Yes.
Is there any other way to say it?
There is no slut shaming on this podcast. Not now, not ever. So Georgia.
Did you see this tweet that went viral that this girl said, he let me fuck on the first date, and then he wants to act like he don't know why I don't text him back. I don't fuck with hoes.
Yeah, that was so funny. It me. Okay, so Georgia was married 8 times.
Oh, fuck. Well, shout out to Elizabeth Taylor.
She's like, she one-upped Elizabeth Taylor, I think.
That's amazing.
Imagine deciding to marry 8 dudes. Like,
no.
Do you
ridiculous.
Do you reuse a wedding dress or 2? Is your 9th wedding free if you bring your punch card? Do your friends still get you engagement gifts and shit? Like, I have so many
Could you imagine being her best friend? Oh my God.
Like, again?
I am not being your fucking maid of honor again. Go fuck yourself, Georgia.
Personally, I don't think I'm the marrying kind, so I already, like, I'm a little bit on the fence about the institution in general. Like, I don't think I'll ever find one dude I'd want to marry, let alone 8. But, like, when you've been married almost as many times as 50 Cent has been shot, I think we've got a problem. So, things in her family weren't always easy or stable. Georgia moved them around a lot, and since there wasn't really any money, at times she'd have to leave Cher for weeks at a time at an orphanage. She'd visit her every day, but still it was fairly traumatic for the both of them. From a young age, Cher decided that she wanted to be a star. She didn't know what exactly she'd do. She figured maybe an actress like her mom, but she said she just knew that she wanted to be famous. And since her mom was this sort of blonde, classic beauty, and she idolized her so much, it was kind of rough for her because she always looked different. Cher's dad was Armenian, so Cher's features were a little bit more ethnic than that of the kinds of stars that were around at that time, and different from what most people considered to be the standard of beauty. So Cher developed a kind of crushing self-esteem problem that plagued her throughout her life. This is where I should point out that when I was a kid, and I'd say even to this day, if I could look like anyone, I'd want to look like Cher circa 1973. Like, I remember watching the Sonny and Cher show when I was like 8 or 9 and thinking that she was like the most beautiful woman that I'd ever seen. Her body was fucking banging.
She's so striking, like.
Right. She's tall, lean,
Yeah.
her tan was on point, the
Her
hair
hair fucking glows.
Yeah, the fucking hair. And you're right, that's exactly the word I would use. She's striking.
Yeah, like you're like, is this real life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me that we live in a world where someone who looked like Cher, just because she wasn't blonde haired, blue eyed, would, feel this way about herself, would have to feel so shitty about herself. Fucking sucks. And that's why representation's so important. Like,
Right.
she never saw anyone on TV or in the movies that looked like herself, so she thought, oh, I must be hideous.
Yeah.
We still have such a long way to go on that front, but I really hope that, like, now that people are more conscious of it, that it gets better, but we'll see, I guess.
No.
No? You don't have hope for that?
No.
Oh, man. In 1962, Cher was 16. She'd never really been particularly good at school, despite all of her teachers noting that she was smart as hell, although she did receive decent grades in English and French, but she dropped out. She later found out at age 30 that she's dyslexic, so that might explain her academic problems.
Wow. That's so scary. Not scary, but like that must be so frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
To then find out like, oh, it wasn't me.
Right. Yeah. And if only she had like better resources or,
Yeah.
It was a
Could've
different
figured it out.
time, I don't think people were like looking for that back then.
No.
So That's also why if you follow her on Twitter, she uses a lot of fucking emojis. She says it's easier for her to do that than to have to write out every single word. But sometimes it's super hard to decipher. Like, she's some sort of fucking fabulous version of the Zodiac killer. Like, she'll be like, red dress lady, bandaged head, smiley face, crystal ball, snake. And we're supposed to know that that means that the weather in Malibu is like great that day or some shit. So Cher leaves home, and the first time she gets close to the world of celebrity is when she's driving down Sunset Boulevard and Warren Beatty hits her car. But they get to talking, and one thing leads to another, and they get to fucking. Their little affair is brief, though, because remember that she's only 16, and I think he was like 25.
Yeah.
And besides, she wasn't super impressed by him in the boudoir, which is super disappointing to me.
Yeah.
You know that
Come
thing?
on.
You know that thing where people say, like, don't meet your heroes?
Yeah, totally.
I was thinking that it wouldn't be a good idea to fuck your celebrity crush.
No, you'd be so disappointed.
Right. And next thing you know, you're posting on Reddit about John Mayer trying to fist you on the first date.
Yep.
Anyway, so Cher gets a day job at a candy shop with hopes of making it as an actress. And one day in November of 1962, she goes to the club to kick it with her homegirl when she looks across the room and locks eyes with 27-year-old Sonny Bono.
Aww.
Salvatore Philip Bono was born in Detroit on February 16th of 1935. He grew up in Inglewood, California, and went to Inglewood High School, like Paul Pierce, but dropped out to pursue music. Not like Paul Pierce. She says it wasn't love at first sight, but that their energies definitely synced. In fact, she said, quote, "This is the weirdest looking man I've ever seen." I mean, he was ugly. And
yeah, he's not a good looking dude.
And he was old.
Yeah, how much older than her?
11 years.
Okay.
Which, I mean, whatever, but when she was a kid, she was 16.
Yeah.
You know? Okay. And he was old. Okay. So Cher had some sort of situation with her roommate where she had to move out, and Sonny offered to let her live with him and she'd be his housekeeper.
Oh.
Was "Yeah, baby, come be my housekeeper" the OG "Yeah, come through, we'll just Netflix and chill, no funny business"?
Mm-hmm.
I imagine that Cher was the worst housekeeper.
She didn't clean shit.
She was all bored and shit. Okay. Sonny had married a woman named Donna in 1954, and they had a daughter, Christy, in 1958, and technically he was still married when he met Cher, but they hadn't been together for a while. So Cher moves in, and they sleep in twin beds next to each other because because Sonny told her that he didn't find her particularly attractive.
Are you fucking kidding me, Sonny Bono? You look like a fucking pit bull. Like a bulldog.
No, he doesn't.
He's awful looking.
He looks like
the Marlboro Man, but like
he looks like a cartoon of like King Arthur, sort of, like, especially back then because of his like little bowl cut and shit. So they become really, really good friends. Cher says that Sonny constantly had girls over to the apartment, but she wasn't tripping since she and Sonny were just homies.
Right.
Then Cher went out of town for a few weeks to visit some relatives, and while she was gone, Sonny realized that he really missed her, like really, really missed her. He described it as that horrible feeling where something's missing and you feel like all weird and empty.
Yeah.
So as soon as she got back, I guess he made his move because they became girlfriend and boyfriend. Do people still say we go together?
No.
Like we're going together.
No.
I never liked that. But anyway, so they started going together. Meanwhile, Sonny is working his way up in the music industry and trying to make a name for himself. He finally lands a job working for our friend Phil Spector. Mostly doing promotion and being a gopher, but still. He makes sure to soak up anything he can learn from Phil because he realizes that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity because during this time, Phil was the fucking king of music. No one had more hits than him.
Yeah.
Also, while living with Cher, Sonny realizes that she can sing because she's always singing around the house and stuff. And not only can she sing, but she has this really unique and special voice. So he introduces her to Phil, hoping that Phil would sign her, but Phil just kind of wants her as a background singer. Side note, Cher says that one of the first times she met Phil, he said to her in French for some reason, would you be would you be willing to go to bed with me? And she says she responded back in French, it depends, maybe for money, which she said really pissed him off, but she hated that everyone always kissed his ass, so she was always like trying to push his buttons. That also pissed Sonny off because he was like, that's my fucking boss, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So she ends up singing background on a bunch of hits, including, here's a callback to last week, Be My Baby by the Ronettes.
Aww.
As you guys know, one of my favorite songs. Cher is actually pretty cool with being a backup singer because her self-esteem issues kind of prevent her from trying to be front and center. But Sonny totally sees her potential, and he sort of wants to become someone on the level of a Phil Spector, and he sees her as his golden opportunity to make that happen for himself. So Sonny becomes determined to make Cher a star, but since Cher is all shy because of her insecurities, she's physically unable to sing alone in front of anyone. Like, the sound just won't come out. So Sonny ends up standing next to her and sort of backing her up. And she'd only look at him while she sang, so it was like she was singing only to him.
Yeah.
And this is where Sonny and Cher were born.
Aww.
Only when they first started out, they went by Caesar and Cleo. And they had this whole look to go along with it. And at the time, their look was super counterculture. It was like fur vests and bell bottoms and shit. And people kept saying that they looked like weirdos.
What?
Like, this was one of the first scandals associated with them, like the way that they dressed and shit.
That's so weird. That's a scandal.
It's so stupid. They were kicked out of the Hilton in London because they were like, get the trash out or whatever.
Fuck you, Paris Hilton.
So like we said, there wasn't really anyone that looked like Cher. So people were always like, look at these freaks, you know? It fucking sucks. Okay. Sonny writes them a bunch of songs which they try to release independently, but their act isn't really catching on. Cher says that he would write at night and wake her up and be like, listen to this. And she'd hear songs and go back to bed. And one night and one night he wrote something that he was super excited about. So he woke her up to hear it. And she was like, that's great, son. Personally, I don't think it's some of your best work, but good for you. Can I go back to bed now? And the song was I Got You, Babe.
Oh my gosh.
So by now they're officially going by Sonny and Cher. And they drop I Got You, Babe in June of 1965. And it's a smash hit.
Yeah.
It's like it immediately went to number 1. And it was one of the biggest songs of the 60s. One of the biggest songs of the 20th century.
Yeah.
And Sonny and
Cher.
Cher.
It's iconic.
Yeah, it's iconic. And it's everything. It's everything together. It's the fact that they're
them,
like,
they're a couple, their outfits, like the whole vibe.
So Sonny and Cher become super rich and famous practically overnight.
That's awesome.
That's when they
still living in twin beds though?
No, they moved to they get this big ass mansion in Bel Air.
And they got a big ass bed. It's got fur on it. And a mustache.
It's shaped like a mustache.
And that's how Sonny Bono started Lyft. Thank you, everybody, and good night.
Well, that's when this is around the time where they went to London and got kicked out of the Hilton. And there's the story that when they got to London, nobody knew who they were because like the song had just come out. Like it was, you know, like it was just sort of making waves. But like,
yeah, and in the US, so it wasn't overseas yet.
Right. So they, as soon as they got kicked out of the Hilton, all the media found out about it. And like by the time they got to the next hotel where they were staying, like all the media was there and all the paparazzi were like trying to get pictures of them. Like, who did they kick out? Blah, blah, blah. And like,
that's awesome.
And the next day they went to number 1 over there.
Wow. That's cool.
So it kind of worked out for them.
Yeah.
They then decide to get married and Cher performs a makeshift ceremony inside a hotel bathroom in Tijuana with no witnesses, and the two exchange $5 rings. So, yes, they loved each other very much, and they figured that being married would be good for their image. So they just started telling people that they were married, even though they weren't actually legally married.
Yeah.
They had a certain degree of success for the next year or two, but the counterculture had gotten really into the drug scene. So the coolest people were like your Janis Joplins and Jimi Hendrixes and all the other hard rock bands from around that time.
Yeah.
But Sonny and Cher were super straight edge. Like neither one of them smoked or drank or anything.
Yeah.
So almost as quickly as they gained popularity, they were suddenly considered super squares.
Yeah. Preppy.
Yeah, and no one wanted anything to do with them.
Like you'd be lame if you liked Sonny and Cher.
Yeah, exactly. And Cher was saying that if it were up to her, like if it were her alone, she probably would have like changed up like the kind of music that they were doing and stuff. But Sonny was older, you know? He was 11 years older. He just was of a different time. It was not happening.
It wasn't his thing.
Yeah.
And obviously, because then when she went, solo, she hella rebelled.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not cool to like Sonny and Cher. I was trying to think of a similar case, like an analogy, but I couldn't really think of anything. The only thing that really came to mind was kind of Drake, because for a while he was like this, like the hottest, hippest rapper. And now people are always clown on him for being soft or dorky or like the way he dances or whatever, you know? But even that's not quite right, because people still like Drake, you know?
People stand for that fool.
Yeah. So I can't really think of anything, but I'm sure there's something that was like super cool and then like overnight, like super square.
Yeah.
Poor Caesar and Cleo. They were pariahs. Okay. So Sonny starts scheming about ways to get them back into the game, and he starts to dabble in filmmaking. But while they were working on a project together, Cher walks in on Sonny fucking his secretary. Cher said, quote, "Stardom made Sonny a huge womanizer. One woman or even 5 was never enough."
Oh, no.
That mustache, dude, is insatiable. But Cher used this as an excuse to get even with him and started flirting with guys and hooking up with them just so she could throw it in Sonny's face.
Great. Don't be playing games like that.
Mm-hmm. Nope. I did read a quote from Sonny somewhere where he did mention that he and Cher weren't the most sexually compatible.
Uh-oh.
So I guess.
Really?
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to know that. Don't talk about that, Sonny. R.I.P.
That's why I Got You, Babe is not like the most sexual song. It could have gone like another way. It's not even
like particularly like romantic. I got you, babe.
Babe, I got you.
I got you, babe. Babe. Paul said what?
Tell him you got him. You're right. It's not super romantic. It's like,
no, it's like what? I don't know.
There you say our love won't pay the rent. Okay. Meanwhile, this film project that they're working on is a film written and produced by Sonny and starring Cher called Chastity. Sonny put all of their money into it and had even secretly pawned their furniture behind Cher's back to make the movie.
Oh, shit. Hey, remember that I Love Lucy episode where she fucking buys all new furniture and then sells their furniture, but Ricky doesn't know?
That happens like twice. There's 2 episodes. There's 2 episodes, and I know because I like the second set of furniture that they get more than the first set of furniture.
Oh my god.
Their furniture was banging for a minute, for like a couple seasons there.
Yeah.
Okay, so the movie turns out to be garbage and totally flops, and now Sonny and Cher are $300,000 in debt.
Oh no, and this is like 60s?
Yeah.
Ooh, no. No, baby, I don't got you.
Imagine finding out that your husband is fucking his secretary and later finding out that he also pawned all of your furniture.
Imagine how sick their furniture must have been.
Ooh, yeah.
I know. Fuck.
It must have been all like psychedelic and shit.
Yeah, what a dick. All right.
Cher is a fucking saint because if I walked by a pawn shop and saw my chaise lounge in the window, I legally don't think I should be held responsible for whatever actions I would take in the midst of a blind rage. Almost worse is that because of Cher's borderline shitty performance in Chastity, she did almost irreparable harm to her acting career because now no one would take her seriously as an actress.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
I've never seen it either.
I don't think it exists.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. Which sucked because that's what she really wanted to do.
Hell yeah.
She really wanted to be an actress.
And that's what we really want her to do.
Yeah. Also, because that's where she thought that she might actually have talent because she didn't really consider herself that great of a singer and still doesn't actually to this day. So in 1969, things aren't exactly going well. They're in a massive amount of debt, and Chastity had just dropped to horrible reviews and non-existent ticket sales.
Wow.
But despite this, they had a baby together that they named Chastity.
Aww.
I think Chastity is a really cute name, but it sucks if your parents name you after their biggest joint failure.
Seriously.
Right? It's like if my parents named me Passive Aggression. Shout out to my mom and dad. Okay. P.S. Chastity is a trans man who now uses the name Chaz and the he and him pronouns. So if and when he comes up in the story again, I'm going to refer to him as Chaz. Chaz's birth really energized their relationship, and they secretly got married for real this time, 8 months after his birth. Sonny had another big idea around this time. He saw Sonny and Cher as a viable Las Vegas lounge act.
Oh.
At first, audiences started heckling them.
Oh.
So Cher would turn around and just start heckling Sonny. And that became their act. So, like, this was also, like, super controversial. The fact that they were, like, these rock stars who are now doing, like, a lounge act. Like, people were, like, losing their shit. They're like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? Whatever.
Yeah.
This is so fucking stupid. Okay.
We're broke. Shut up.
So, anyway, so they would sort of poke fun at each other and banter in between singing songs. At first, the audiences were small, but word of mouth grew, and their Vegas residency started making them big bucks very quickly.
Hell yeah.
We're
Plus
talking...
it's cheap in Vegas to live.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think they were still living in Bel Air, though.
Oh, damn. That's a long commute, my friend.
So they're making that paper, and we're talking $100,000 a week early on in their run.
Damn. They
And,
made
like-
back the furniture money in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, with the quickness. And they just, like, they started making more from there.
All right, Sonny. You got my vote.
Okay, you're back on my... Now I want new furniture like Lucy.
Yeah.
Okay, an executive at CBS caught the act, and next thing you know, the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour was on TV, and it was huge.
Why don't we have comedy hours like that
Huge.
anymore?
That's what I was thinking, because I was watching the show last night,
Uh-huh.
and I saw
Where'd you find it?
YouTube. There's not that many episodes up.
Okay.
You would think that I was thinking I was going to see like so many episodes, but
Yeah.
no, there's not that many. But I watched an episode of The Cher Show, and it was real cool because the Jackson 5 were on.
Yeah.
And like she was like dancing with the Jackson 5, and like they were in a few sketches together, and it was real funny. And I was thinking, like, how is that not a thing that still is on TV?
People would eat that up.
Yeah.
That's why we want to see anything.
The closest thing we have is like an SNL, but
That's not the same.
It's not the same.
Hmm.
That episode I saw was so cute. Janet was there. So, and she's like a little baby.
Yeah.
She's like 6 years old. And
Aw.
and Cher is like, let me introduce you to Janet Jackson. And Janet comes out, and Cher is like, what's it like living in this family with like these 5 brothers who are always singing and dancing? And Janet is like, it's noisy.
Aww. Aww. Aww.
It's so cute. Okay. So the show is huge. It was immediately in the top 5 shows on TV. And we have to remember that back then there were only 3 channels. So being in the top 5 meant you were easily getting like 30 million viewers a night.
That's crazy.
People love them and love their rapport. their whole thing was playing a role of a playfully bickering couple. It was like this back and forth, but Cher always had the sharpest, wittiest tongue, so her personality really had a chance to shine, and she quickly became an icon. Everything about Cher was iconic, but particularly her wardrobe. She broke a lot of barriers about what women could wear on TV, or in her case, like how little she could wear.
Right.
Like literally before her, women weren't allowed to show their belly button, and and Cher was.
But if you had that those abs, wouldn't you want to be fucking?
Hell yeah. You would be as naked as possible. I would be constantly naked.
Hell yeah, those that body.
That body though.
I got your body.
Your body. Okay. There was a thing where Bob Mackie, her designer, was saying that because of her body, she could wear practically nothing and it wasn't vulgar.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful.
Yeah. It's like statuesque.
Right. So all of her wardrobe was over the top and fucking amazing and designed, like I said, by Bob Mackie. By the second season, her wardrobe budget alone was in the tens of thousands of dollars per episode.
Hell yeah, though. Give the people what they want.
She kind of, in that movie, in that TV movie, she talks about how, like, she resented that, though. She has a line where she says, people just want me to come out wearing a dress. And, like, I should just come out, do a twirl, and, like, walk out.
No, we don't. Shut up.
But you know what? I think, low-key, I think Sonny would tell her shit like that.
I bet he would.
Yeah. So by 1973, Cher is now the Cher that we know. Fucking Cher, a queen, an icon. And she kind of started to realize that she didn't really need Sonny anymore.
Uh-oh.
She had dropped a few solo hit records, including Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. And at 27 years old, Cher was ready to stand on her own. So she breaks up with Sonny. But they're so tied together, not only as parents to Chaz, but also their business.
Right.
CBS.
They're like one and the same.
Yeah. There is no Sonny without Cher. Like, there's no Cher without Sonny. This is it. Yeah. So CBS begs them to keep up appearances and keep doing the show.
Yeah.
So they actually even keep living together, but in separate wings of their Bel Air mansion.
Okay.
I want to be rich enough to have a house that's big enough to leave my husband and never have to see him again without either of us moving out.
Yeah. Just seems convenient.
Cher says that they lived together like that for a year. And she says that it was actually pretty cool. She says that Sonny became less possessive, so it kind of broke a lot of the tension.
Mm-hmm.
They could just hang out as friends without all the baggage and drama that existed within their marriage.
Right. And they were friends.
They were friends.
To begin with.
And she was saying, like, their business relationship was just like, you know, Sonny would be like, okay, we need to do this. And she said they had, like, all the good parts and they had left all the bad parts behind.
Sounds awesome.
Sonny soon got a girlfriend and she moved in and they would all have dinner and stuff at the house together.
Wow.
But as chill as their relationship had become, it wasn't, she couldn't really move on that way, you know?
Yeah. And
Cher finally decided to pull the trigger. She quit the show in January of 1974 while it was in the top 3.
Oh.
And Sonny filed for separation. A few days after that, Cher filed for divorce, citing involuntary servitude.
Oh, shit.
Sonny was pissed. He was like, you couldn't cite, like, irreconcilable differences like everybody else.
She didn't look at that shit. She just...
Well, it turns out that Cher was just a fucking employee of Cher Enterprises. And she was receiving a comparatively small salary, just a salary, while Sonny was collecting all of the profits. Yeah.
Because he's running the show.
Yeah. So she was a slave, pretty much.
Yeah.
She realized all of this after starting to date big-time record executive and music mogul David Geffen.
Also, the divorce is like gigantic scandal, right? Like that's like one of the biggest scandals.
Yeah, it's huge because
people didn't see it coming.
And this was America's sweetheart couple.
Yeah. They're who everybody loved and watched on TV in their homes.
Right. Literally tens and tens of billions of people would tune into them every week to see this couple that they loved. And Chaz would always come on the show.
Yeah, so everybody felt like they were really in love. Like
Right.
they didn't know any of the drama. So when they got divorced, it was like a gigantic fucking scandal.
Yeah. And not only that, but Cher drops this truth bomb about,
Yeah.
you know, like involuntary servitude. Like, damn. So she's dating David Geffen, and he kind of like lets her know, like, it's not right what's going on with your contracts and shit.
Right.
He encouraged her to look into all of her contracts, which up to then she had just been blindly signing because she trusted Sonny so much.
Yeah, it's her husband.
And this is her man since she was like 16, you know?
Yeah.
P.S. David identifies as gay. And according to Cher, he was always very open with her about his sexuality, but the two of them just clicked both in the streets and in the sheets.
Oh, damn.
That's kind of strange, right? Like, I guess I was just thinking, like, why doesn't he identify as bisexual? But then I was thinking, like, if you are literally just attracted to one person of the opposite sex, does that make you a bisexual, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a personal thing. Whatever. You can identify as whatever you want, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Sonny went back on TV with his own show, The Sonny Comedy Review, for ABC in September of 1974. But it was quickly canceled just a few weeks into its run. Nobody was trying to watch Sonny solo.
Get that mustache out of here.
And just 6 weeks later, The Cher Show debuted on CBS and was instantly a fucking hit. The LA Times said, quote, Sonny without Cher was a disaster. Cher without Sonny, on the other hand, could be the best thing that's happened to weekly television this season. The next year, she breaks up with David and starts dating Greg Allman of the Allman Brothers. As soon as they start dating, there's fireworks. They fall for each other very deeply and very quickly. In June of 1975, just days after her divorce from Sonny is final, Cher and Greg get married. But they separate just 9 days after that.
Oh, no.
There's another scandal right there. Like,
That's
just that
pretty,
whole...
yeah. The whole roller coaster love affair.
Yeah, because he's like this huge rock star, and like they get married so quickly, just a few days after her divorce, and then a few days after that, she leaves him. But the problem with Greg was that he was this huge rock star that, of course, lived that rock star lifestyle.
Yeah.
So he liked to party, and he confessed to Cher a few days after that they were married that he was a heroin addict and had been shooting up between his toes to hide it.
Oh, God.
And it quickly became apparent to Cher that he had a major problem.
Yeah, and she's straight edge, like we said. So
Yeah.
She was not okay with that.
Right.
This dude has been married 7 times.
Who, Greg Allman?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. R.I.P. He just died, huh? Like last year, maybe?
Yeah. He on his Wikipedia page under spouses, it doesn't even list them. It just says 7, including Cher.
He's in good company. Okay. But there was another problem.
Uh-oh.
Cher discovered that she was reggaeton. So she got back together with Greg to see if they could work it out. Chaz describes him as being super unreliable the whole time she knew him, and that Cher would become furious with his irresponsibility. Like, one time he was supposed to pick Chaz up from school, and he did, but then decided he wanted to go to a bar, so he locked him in the car while he went in and drank for hours on end.
Oh.
Meanwhile, the pressure of being the star of this hit show is starting to get to Cher. So she turns to Sonny and asks him if he wanted to be her co-star again.
Oh, wow.
So that it wouldn't be all on her anymore.
And he ain't got shit to do.
Yeah, he's not doing nothing. He's just combing his mustache.
You know what I want to say? You know what I think? Like, when people do reckless or irresponsible things, like get married quickly or whatever, do they think like Cher, like she's a responsible person and she's like, I'm just doing this one reckless thing because I'm in love or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas like the other fool is just fucking reckless.
Yeah.
That's a red flag there, my dude.
Yeah, I feel bad for her because maybe, you know, this is, she's been with one guy her whole life.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But like, or a one serious relationship her whole life. And she's like, you know what? no, this is it. I'm in love. Like, this is what it should feel like. This is what
because
it's
her
like.
and Sonny weren't like instant attraction. They
Right.
like kind of slowly got to know each other and fell in love more in like a platonic kind of way.
Yeah.
And like with this dude, she probably felt like, whoa.
Yeah, she was like, this is it.
Yeah, because then she dated David Geffen, who was gay.
Gay, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
not that there's anything wrong with that.
So she figured that Sonny could kind of like help her shoulder some of the responsibility of the show. So the Sonny and Cher show premiered in February of 1976, and they became the first divorced couple to star alongside each other on TV. And ratings were good, but it just wasn't the same.
Yeah. And somewhere Lucille Ball and
and Desi
Arnaz were pissed off because they couldn't make it work for the TV show.
So it's kind of that was another scandal too, that they were like divorced and on TV, like they were supposed to shun each other for the rest of their days or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
because people in America are stupid at this time.
So it was kind of uncomfortable because here's this divorced couple who, when they were married, would playfully shit on each other and like lightly verbally jab at each other. And now that they're divorced, even if they were the exact same jokes with the exact same tone, they seemed kind of mean, you know?
Yeah, now it's like, you guys are divorced.
Yeah. Like, Sonny used to joke about Cher's looks and her big nose. And Cher used to joke that Sonny was bad in bed and shit. So, like, the audience wasn't exactly loving it.
Yeah.
In one of the episodes I saw on YouTube, Sonny was like, Sonny told Cher something like, so you know the Hollywood Walk of Fame? You know how like if you're a movie star, they put like the movie camera on it, or if you're a radio star, they put like a radio on your star, or like if you're a TV star, they put like a TV on your star. Like, Cher, you're multi-talented. If and when you do get your star on the Walk of Fame, what are they going to put on your star? And then she was like, I don't know, Sonny, what are they going to put on it? And he was like, your nose. Ha!
What the hell?
It was fucked up.
That is fucked up.
Which was he's the one with a big ass nose.
Don't be talking about anybody's nose, Sonny Bono. R.I.P.
Okay. So, plus they were singing these love songs and were holding hands and shit. Meanwhile, Cher is reggaeton with this rock star's baby. So it was like,
this is a shit show.
It was weird. Well, I mean, like, you know, I don't think it's weird. I think it's cool, like, that they could get along like that and they were homies and like. But I don't know. People just didn't take to it.
Yeah.
Cher gives birth in July of 1976 to her son, Elijah, and the following year the show is canceled. At age 30, Cher is a mother of two and starts thinking about making a fresh start again. She locks Greg out of their home in LA. They get divorced. She starts getting hella plastic surgery, looks better than ever, and is ready to start the next phase of her life and career. So her plastic surgery itself becomes this big scandal because she was kind of a pioneer in that area.
Mm-hmm.
She admits to getting her teeth, tits, and nose done, but that's it. People were saying, oh, she got ribs removed to give her abs and like all of this bullshit. She says people became obsessed with trying to point out things about her that she'd altered because they love to call her fake as a way to dismiss her. Personally, I'm a big fan of cosmetic surgery if that's what you want to do. The only thing that I kind of feel a little meh about Cher is that, at least with her nose, like, she made it look a lot less ethnic.
Yeah.
But you know, hey, that's none of our business.
It's none of our...
So she starts dating Gene Simmons of Kiss.
Why? Why, Cher?
Low key, I think Gene is perfect for her because he doesn't drink or do drugs, and he's this big rock star who totally gets like her, you know, he gets her, like she's badass, and he's like, he gets the lifestyle, and like they were cool. This same year, she legally changes her name from Sherilyn Sarkeesian LaPierre Bono Allman to just Cher. In May of 1979, Cher makes her music comeback with her first disco record, Take Me Home, and it's a smash.
It's a bop.
Gene Simmons talks about how they didn't really get each other's music. Like, he says Cher would be like, what the fuck is this song about? Like, the god of thunder or something? And he'd be like, what the fuck is your song about? Like, having sex and dancing?
Yeah.
This gives Cher the opportunity to do a solo residency in Vegas again, in which she netted $300,000 a week.
Wow.
But the one thing that she couldn't shake was the desire to become an actress. But no one would give her a shot because of her previous acting failure and also because of the silliness of the characters she played on her variety show. No one took her seriously. Finally, in 1981, Robert Altman cast her in his play Come Back to the Five and Dime, Jimmy Dean, and Cher fucking kills it. She plays the same role in the movie version and is seen by Mike Nichols, who cast her in the very serious, very great drama Silkwood opposite Meryl Streep in December of 1983. It becomes a critical and commercial success, and Cher gets an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress and wins the Golden Globe. So now Cher's 36, and her life is really starting to become what she'd always wanted. She and Gene Simmons end up breaking up, though, because he falls in love with Diana Ross.
Well, who doesn't?
That's an interesting couple right there.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, Gene Simmons.
So, like, ever since then, there's kind of been a long-standing feud between Diana and Cher.
Yeah.
Cher then starts dating 22-year-old Val Kilmer.
Good for you, baby boo.
I'm going to say something controversial about Val Kilmer.
Okay, I only can think of him, like, as he exists now. But I know he was good looking at one point, right?
In, like, Top Gun or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. But, okay, Val Kilmer is the best Batman. Don't at me. Do not at me, anyone.
God, he looks awful now.
Yeah.
What happened? Oh, shit. What happened?
Okay. Next up, Cher stars in the 1985 film...
Her next boyfriend? Oh, no.
No, that's coming soon. Hold on. Next up, Cher stars in the 1985 film Mask, which was another hit. But Cher was snubbed by the Academy that year. This pissed her off. So she shows up to the Oscars in this huge sort of like goth Native American mohawk headdress.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
And she just stunts on the whole Academy. It was awesome. She was like, I may not be nominated, but I will be the center of attention.
Y'all are going to look at me.
So she moves on from Val Kilmer to his Top Gun co-star, 23-year-old Tom Cruise.
Hell yeah.
And then in 1986, at age 40, she falls in love with 22-year-old bagel delivery guy Rob Camilletti, who the media dubbed Bagel Boy. So she co-stars in another hit movie, The Witches of Eastwick, which really cements her A-list status as an actress. Then she scores the role of Loretta Castorini in maybe my all-time favorite romantic comedy, Moonstruck.
Yes!
Moonstruck is one of those movies that whenever it's on TV, I'll stop and watch it no matter what I'm doing.
Also, I'm sure you're getting to it, but Mermaids. Like, Mermaids is a movie like that.
Oh, yeah.
Or I'll just watch it wherever it's at.
Right. And the thing is, it can actually kind of become a problem for me because every once in a while, it'll be on TV like every day for like 2 weeks. And like, I'll never get any shit done. I'll just be watching Moonstruck for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Everyone in this movie is just so fucking good. And the love story between her and Nicolas Cage is so sweet and weird. It's one of my favorite movies. I keep a spreadsheet of my 100 favorite movies in no particular order. And this is on there. But if I had to rank them, Moonstruck would be somewhere near the top. Anyway, so it's 1987 and Sonny and Cher reunite on the David Letterman show while Cher is there to promote Moonstruck. And Sonny is there promoting his run for mayor of Palm Springs, which he won in April of the next year. And they
sing together.
They sing I Got You, Babe together.
Yeah, and she doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, it was this really emotional moment, not only for them, like they're both getting choked up and but for the audience as well. Because like they were cool, like they weren't on bad terms or anything.
No, they did the show after they got divorced.
Yeah, they were fine, but like they weren't like best friends after their divorce or anything, so they hadn't really like kept in touch. It's aside from things having to do with Chaz.
Obviously, yeah.
So this was like kind of a big deal. This would also be the last time that they would appear together in public. Next thing you know, Moonstruck drops and it's a fucking hit. And not only is it a hit, but the whole world is like, fuck, Cher's gonna win an Oscar for this.
Yeah.
And then she does.
Yup. And she looks bomb.
She looks amazing.
She looks fucking crazy.
She wins the Oscar for Best Actress, beating out Glenn Close, who, low-key, I'm going to predict it. You heard it here first, guys. Glenn Close is winning her Oscar this year. And
did you hear that the Oscars dropped Best or Most Popular or whatever?
Thank God. That
I
is
know.
the dumbest shit
That
ever.
was so dumb, yeah.
So she beats out Glenn Close, and she beats out her close friend Meryl Streep.
Oh.
You gotta watch Cher winning the Oscar on YouTube, because Meryl loses her fucking mind. She's so happy for her. It's awesome. You know that meme of Meryl where she's like at a recent Oscars where she's like pointing at the crowd and she's like,
yeah.
It's like that. It's kind of like that. It's tight. Then Cher drops her biggest album ever in 1989, which includes the mega hit "If I Could Turn Back Time."
If I could fade away. Is that how it goes?
If I could find a way.
This is where she's in the thong, right?
Yeah. Thong, leather jacket, whole bunch
And
of sailors.
Her son's in the video.
Her son is playing guitar behind her.
That's so weird.
She's a fucking queen, dude. I love this shit. She's showing all the tattoos on her ass and stuff. There was another controversy that she was all tattooed.
Yeah, that was like a big deal. This music video was a huge deal.
Yeah. The Navy actually got mad at her.
Fuck them.
All the people, all the sailors on that boat were not complaining. I'll tell you that much. Cher is a fucking patriot doing her American service right there. So Cher's fucking killing it. Her next movie, Mermaids.
Yay!
It divides critics, but gives her her biggest single ever with the Shoop Shoop song.
Yeah. And that pink polka dot dress.
Yes. If you listen to our Winona Ryder episode, you'll know that we love this movie.
Yes.
Cher suffered creative differences with the production team of this film, and she'd contracted the Epstein-Barr virus, which left her chronically fatigued. So the production of Mermaids was kind of rough for her, leading her to turn down a bunch of movies which would become hits, including The War of the Roses, which I fucking love, and Thelma and Louise, which is also great. Yeah.
Oh, but I like
yeah, that was such a good team.
Yeah, they need to be together.
Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis.
Yeah.
You know who else turned down that movie?
Who?
Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn. They turned it down to do Death Becomes Her.
Oh, okay. I'm happy then.
I'm fine with that.
I'm glad with the way everything turned out. Death Becomes Her is so fucking good.
That's another one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
So the thing is, but her management and stuff, they're kind of pissed at her at this time because they're like, you're making bad choices. Like, you're not doing these like big movies, but
she's sick.
She's sick, and she had a bad experience. Like, she just needed a little distance and a little break.
Yeah.
So in the early 1990s, Cher does infomercials for a friend's line of hair and makeup products, and the critics hate that she does this. This was like her biggest scandal ever at this point. They kind of think that it cheapens her brand, and they totally dismiss her, and her career doesn't recover from this for a long, long time.
Oh,
this is so stupid to me.
Yeah, this is really dumb.
Celebrities
let it play.
They endorse all kinds of shit.
Yeah, overseas, all sorts of shit that we don't even see.
We fucking canceled Cher for doing an infomercial, but Louis C.K. is back on stage 9 months later?
Seriously.
Fuck out of here. Cher said, quote, "Suddenly I became the infomercial queen, and it didn't occur to me that people would focus on that and strip me of all my other things." Meanwhile, Sonny had become a United States congressman.
Yeah.
Which Cher threw some shade at because he ran as a Republican, which Cher thought was fake as fuck. But I mean, it's kind of not, because he was always kind of like...
He was like straight edge.
Straight edge and conservative.
Yeah.
Sonny remains the only member of Congress to have had a #1 song.
Aw, nice.
Fun fact, Loop. Sonny was the godfather of Anthony Kiedis of the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Aww.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
But on January 5th, 1998, Sonny had a freak accident while skiing in Lake Tahoe with his wife Mary and their 2 young children, and he died.
He hit a tree, right?
Yeah. When I was researching this, I learned that there are a lot of conspiracy theories about Sonny's death.
Really?
People say that it was an assassination because Sonny was about to uncover this massive drug and illegal arms ring that went all the way to the top.
Oh.
Yeah. It's weird. There's this FBI agent who says that like they're keeping the truth from you. Like he was actually beat up, like someone beat the shit out of him and left him there and staged it to look like he ran into the tree.
Whoa.
After his death, Mary, his wife, said that Sonny was addicted to prescription drugs, mainly Vicodin and Valium. And she thought that his drug use had caused the accident. But no drugs or alcohol were found in his system during the autopsy.
Wow.
Cher learns of Sonny's death and she's fucking devastated.
Yeah.
They really did love each other for a long time.
Yeah. And like he's so important in her life. He fucking made her.
Yeah. She probably wouldn't be who she was.
He didn't make her, but he pushed her to the top and then she fucking flew, man.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So obviously they had their issues, but they did have an incredible connection.
Yeah.
Like she says, you know, he wasn't a good husband. He was a terrible husband, but like that wasn't all that their relationship was. It was so much more than that.
Yeah.
Lenny's crying because Sonny
died.
Because Sonny died. R.I.P. Did you ever watch The Muppet Show?
Yeah.
I was just thinking that was another variety show that was cool when I was a kid. Like fucking Elton John would show up. And, it was cool. Okay. Mary Bono asked Cher if she would give the eulogy at his funeral, and Cher spoke very emotionally and gave a very moving tribute to Sonny. She said, quote, "When I was young, there was this section in the Reader's Digest, and it was called The Most Unforgettable Character I've Ever Met. And for me, that person is Sonny Bono. And no matter how long I live and who I meet in my life, that person will always be Son for me." The epitaph on Sonny's grave reads, "And the beat goes on."
Oh.
The funeral...
She's crying really bad when she talks at his funeral.
Yeah, she can barely keep it together. Her mom, I saw an interview with her mom, and her mom was saying that like Cher later told her that like she had to lock her knees to keep from falling over because it was just bad.
Wow.
And Chaz was the one who told her what happened. Mm-hmm. He says that he called her and Cher says that like he goes, "Mom," and she's like, "Yeah," and he goes, "Dad's dead." And then he says that next thing you know that Cher was like trying to console him, but within like 5 minutes it kind of switched and she became like inconsolable, and Chaz was like consoling her and telling her like it's gonna be okay, like it's fine, because she was in London, she wanted to fly over right away. Like it was bad.
That's horrible.
So Mary Bono publicly commented that she hated that Cher showed up and took all the attention during the eulogy.
Okay. Let's not make something harder.
Right. But see, the thing is that the funeral was being broadcast on TV because of Sonny's position as a congressman.
Right.
So Cher was unfortunately forced to grieve and say her final goodbye to Sonny very publicly. That's not something that, you know, that she asked for or that she wanted.
And I'm sure she wasn't like, I'm speaking at his eulogy. They must have asked her to.
Mary asked her to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course it's going to be big news for the media. Like,
right.
There's Sonny and Cher.
Right. And so Mary thought that Cher only did it for the attention.
Oh my God.
But let me say that Cher is one of the biggest pop culture icons of the last 100 years. Mm-hmm. If she wanted attention or publicity, she didn't need to piggyback on Sonny's death to do that.
No.
She snaps her fingers and like, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that was kind of fucked up. But everybody was hurting. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bad time.
Yeah. But and also one of the commentators I saw on like, I think it was her True Hollywood Story, was saying like, you don't invite Cher to do something like this and not expect her to get all the attention. Like, what did you think? What did she think? At 53, Cher then released her biggest hit ever when she dropped Believe.
I fucking love that song.
Really?
Yes.
It's okay.
I used to like it when I was little too. When did it drop? In like early 2000s or 99?
It dropped at the end of 98.
Okay, I must have been, I was 10.
Yeah.
I remember like I loved this song.
I remember, I mean, I liked the song, but I think it got played out after a while. I was like, enough.
It was all over the radio.
Well,
along with Madonna's album around the same time.
It went number 1 in 25 countries and became the biggest selling song of 1999 and was one of the first commercial songs to use autotune.
Hell yeah.
You know what else was hot around this time? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I remember watching like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and listening to this song.
Yeah.
It was a different time, guys. It was a different time. I remember my parents at that time. I was like you. I was like 10 or whatever. They had put this really insane like whirlpool tub in our house. Like they had just remodeled this bathroom, and at that time I would wheel this like fat ass TV into the bathroom. It was like on this cart. I would wheel the TV into the bathroom and like take a bath forever in that whirlpool tub. And I would be watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, listening to Cher. There was like a fireplace in there. I had the fireplace on. Like I was living my best life. Cher won her first Grammy for Believe.
Wow.
35 years.
She doesn't have a Grammy?
She only has this one Grammy. Isn't
That's
this
so
insane?
weird. For whatever reason, I thought Sonny and Cher had a Grammy.
It was 35 years after her first hit with Sonny and Cher.
That's crazy.
But the thing is that like Sonny and Cher were never taken seriously as musicians or as artists. So they weren't quote unquote Grammy material.
Yeah.
In June of 2002, she started her farewell tour, which was extended several times and finally ended in 2005. In 2008, she came out of retirement for another Las Vegas residency at the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace, making $60 million a year.
Holy shit.
Cher is rich as fuck, dude. Like,
yeah.
There's, I think I looked up her net worth. It was in the 300 million range.
Good for her.
Yeah, she works it. She's been working her ass off her whole life.
Yeah, and she's fucking talented.
Yeah. And I saw like somebody was talking shit about her. I think it was Darlene Love. She said that Cher took what little talent she had and made it work for her. I was like, bitch, shut up.
What the fuck are you talking about? She has an ego. She has an Emmy, a Grammy, and an Oscar.
I don't think she has an Emmy. She
has a Golden Globe?
Yeah, she's got a Golden Globe.
Oh, okay, never mind. But still, what the fuck are you talking about?
So she went on another farewell tour in 2014, and that same year collaborated with the Wu-Tang Clan on their album Once Upon a Time in Shaolin, of which there is famously only one copy that was later purchased for $2 million at auction by Farmer Bro, Garbage Monster, Martin Shkreli.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. He in jail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm dying to hear that song now, though.
I know. Cher and the Wu-Tang Clan?
Yeah. My favorite line from Cher's Behind the Music is when Cher quotes some writer who a million years ago said, "The only thing that will be left after the nuclear holocaust are cockroaches and Cher." And to that, I say we should be so lucky.
Right?
And that is the story of Cher and her man's Sonny.
Hell yeah, May. And the beat goes on.
Doom, 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 doom. Remember Britney Spears covered that song on her first album?
Fucking Britney. Talk about somebody who can't sing. Fucking Britney Spears.
That's a bitch that took what little talent she had.
Yes. And she really made that shit happen for herself. Shout out to Britney Spears.
Oh yeah.
She ain't winning no fucking Oscar for Crossroads.
You never know though. She might make her Moonstruck still.
Yeah, Britney?
Don't count my girl Brit out. You never know.
We don't know. That's true. All right, guys.
That was it.
That's the episode. Hit us up on social media and Twitter. You already know at Drama Club Pod.
On wait, what did you say? Never mind.
On Insta and Twitter. May's faded.
Hit us on the hotline at 505-539-0556. Tell us your secrets. liked it, leave us messages that we can and will play on this podcast.
All right. Thanks, guys. See you next week. Oh, no, we won't see you. Listen. No, I won't listen to you either. You listen to me next week.
You guys listen to Steph next week.
Bye.
However, whatever with your helmet.